Hey everybody, this is a follow-up video to the inexpensive ski guides that I posted before the start of the snowmobiling season in 2013. Um, so I went about 10 or 12 times this season. I had some issues with the sled, and if you want, you can take a look at those. But the snowmobile's been on the trailer up and down it probably 20 or 30 times, just to give you an idea of the wear and tear on the guides. So I figured I'd pass this along just to show you how the material and the process is holding up. So if we look at all the way up towards the front of the trailer, it's pretty good. And if we go down, you can see some minimal scratching on it. And then first thing you're gonna see is I took a chunk out right there, and then we go all the way down to the leading edge, and there is some wear down here. But if you look overall, with considering the amount of times the sled has gone up and down the trailer, honestly, I think it's in pretty good shape. So we'll go take a look at the other side. And again, if we look at all the way up at the front, it's good shape. Minimal scratching and paint wear. There is another chunk that's missing. Actually, two chunks that are missing. And then at the leading edge, there's some wear. So, if you're wondering why there's a couple chunks missing, this particular damage happened on a very cold weekend. I want to say it was either close to zero or right below zero on a couple cold mornings when we went to go ahead and load it. So because of that, the material was very brittle, and what had happened, we were loading up after a long weekend. It was all, our loading spot was all glare ice after a bunch of rain that came through over the weekend. So I didn't have a really good section to load the sled on the trailer, and so what happened is when I loaded the sled onto the trailer, it didn't come up square. It kind of off kiltered on it, and what happened is the ski kind of rotated on the guide, and that's where the chunk broke off. But other than that was kind of like a one-time thing, just because of the particular conditions of the day. But all in all, I still think this is a pretty good solution compared to the traditional guides that we mentioned before. In hindsight, the only thing I would do differently, and I think this would probably make the ski guides a little bit tougher, instead of using paint, I would have used some type of spray-on bed liner, or like a Herculiner or a Rhino liner or something like that, just to give it a little bit more of a added protection on it, and to add a little bit more structural stability on it. But other than that, I think it's holding it pretty well. So again, for 30 bucks, I think it was a pretty good investment as far as doing this for my purposes. And let's face it, these guys are sacrificial. So if they do get to the point where they get really bad, whatever, I can take them off and replace them. As far as the trailer, as far as it working out, because again, I mentioned the whole purpose of this trailer was to save money, and I'm happy to say mission accomplished. Because going from my house all the way up to Pittsburgh using the Jeep to tow, I could get all the way up to Pittsburgh on a single tank of gas. Granted, when I pulled in the Youngs, I was on fumes. The light was on, and I probably about 20 miles to go before I was stranded on the side of the road. But going to Colebrook, or like Lancaster, I could easily hit it with one tank of gas. So I'm very happy to say that this investment paid off in really my first weekend, because I spent about $100 in fuel costs, going up and coming back. I only had to fill the Jeep twice, and it worked out great. So I'm very pleased with this thing, how it turned out. No complaints. You know, the Jeep tows it with no issues. Even when the sled's on it, you wouldn't even know it's behind it, and no problem going up at cruising speeds between 65, 75 miles an hour. There's no problem going up on hills or anything like that. It's like it's like it's not even back there. So I'm very happy with it. Trying to think what else. So basically that kind of is like a follow-up video to these ski guys. I know a couple people have asked about it, and I figured I'd post this video just as an update and just to share how we are. Again, so if there's any questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, anything like that, go ahead and put them in the comments box, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.